All right. Good morning, everybody. Sorry, it took me a second to get ready today. I apologize. Let me post the links everywhere. Here. All right. Good morning, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. I completely lost track of the week. I'm literally completely off kilter. I don't know what day of the week it is. You should, for somebody that trades, it's probably advisable to know the day of the week, right? Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let me say hello to everybody. Hopefully, you guys could hear me and you could see me okay. Let me make sure I'm at 1080p. We already got 140 people here. We got Vertuvian. Good morning, Vertuvian. Javad, Ivano, JB, Kyong, Arnulfo. Good morning, Arnulfo. Stephen, John, Mark, CJ, Samson, Richard, Edgar, Gregory, Sherman. Hey, Sherman. Ruth, Jesse, Frank, Chris, John, Cheese Grater Trader. My. Javad, Eduardo, Bill, Rakesh, Robert, Jody. It sure did, Rakesh. Rick, hey Rick, how are you? Whitco, Henry, Dave, Devin, Joy, or Sean. I don't know what to call you half the time. Joy, Corey, or Sean. Timothy, Genevieve. Hey, Genevieve. Jamie, Steve, Penny. Good morning, Penny. So good to see you here. Robert, Thomas, Mike, David, Jill. Good morning, Jill. We got Piet de Brock from the Netherlands. We got Art, Deb. Good morning, Cam. Good morning. We got Wade. We got Ray, not Raid. We got Ray. We got Wade, and we got Ray. We got Randy. We got Matt. We got Duzzy. We got Doris. We got Vernon, we got Dave, we got Dollar Bill. Peter, good morning, Peter. I hope you're doing well. Pat, Ralph, Patrick, John, Naples fan, good morning. Richard from Puente Gorda, good to see you here. Kirk, I don't think I've seen you happier than I yesterday. You were a very happy guy. Let me know how you did yesterday. You told me that you loved me, but you didn't tell me how well you did. Let me know what you made out with yesterday. Helen, um, and Monday's a holiday too. That's right. That's right, Sean. Deanna, Harold, Robert. How did the new crown? Oh, the crown went fantastic. I was in and out in 15 minutes, maybe even 10 minutes. It was fantastic. I didn't even. I totally forgot about it. Honestly. Scotty, Illinois grain farmer. L. Sipnick, Delbert, Rick, Matt, Karen. Good morning, Karen. I know you had a good day too. You shark, Karen the shark. We're gonna call her Karen the shark. Christian, Brian. Good morning. I got your email yesterday. Ronaldo, Pete, Sin, Tom, uh, Christian, Ronaldo, Pete, Sin, Tom, Steven, Eagle Beagle. Good morning, Eagle Beagle. Jayhawk fan. Kirk, tax cuts, debit concerns, home sales. Well, we'll see about that. I'll get into that in a minute. Rick, Steven, Don, Bill, HG. Good morning, HG. Hopefully, Matt and you have been communicating. Victor, Raj, Bob. Good morning, Bob. We got Jill. Losing track of time is a sign of getting older. It happens to me all the time. Yeah, I'm getting older, Jill. There's no deniability on that. William, Rebecca, basketball trainers. Good morning there. Richard. Good morning, Richard. Target is already priced in. That was priced in as of yesterday. That happened yesterday. But Nathan, let's see, Colleen, Stan, Seth, Nathan, Stephen, Gerald. Good morning, Gerald. Anikumar, Bob, Lawrence. We got a lot of people here today. Jen, Lawrence, a lot of people. We already have 318 people. Kevin, good morning, everybody. And if I missed somebody, I do apologize. I do apologize. So First things first, before we get into the catalyst, and yes, thank you for the dental appointment was amazing yesterday. If anybody lives in Ponte Vedra Beach or in Jacksonville, please let me know. I'll give you his business card. This guy's fantastic. Just genuinely a nice guy. He also helps a lot of my wife's Ukrainians. Doesn't even charge them. Just a real gem. Nice guy. Let me give you guys some links. I have a class today. I have a VIP room at noon. Yesterday, I didn't have a chance to talk about correlation. I will be talking a lot about correlation and volatility, ATR, how to put together moving averages and an ATR. I'll be talking about that today. And there you go, Alan. Good for you. Good for you. That excellent. So happy to hear that. Actually, I'm really happy to hear that. Let me just put it into testimonials. You're my first testimonial for today, Alan. I haven't checked my email yet, though. Just also certified Chapo Mo Thomas. We're not just a trader, all certified Chapo Mo Chapo Mo Thomas. Charlene HG. Is the day trading class recorded? Yes, it's recorded. They're going on right now, and I'll be doing it again today at I'll be doing it again today at 2 o'clock. How to take 0.5% moves and make them into 50% moves. I'll be doing that today at 2 p.m. Here's the link. And let me give you the link to Customer Service Live, and then it's time to get started. Okay. One second. Okay. Sorry about that. Your analysis of the market helped me with the shorts yesterday. Thank you. Trying not to show me. Thank you. Trying not to show me. No problem. No problem. No problem. Here's the link for that. Uh, Richard, thanks for the guidance yesterday. Banked $5,800 on one trade. No over trading here. Good, Richard. I was actually going to ask you, but usually you send me emails when you trade a lot, and I didn't get anything from you yesterday, so I assumed you were keeping it quiet, which is the right. Yeah, I was going to ask if Dr. Serena's here. I hope she's feeling well. Dr. Serena, if you're not here, if you're watching the replay, all the best to you. I hope you're doing okay. Usually we see you here. Okay. So yesterday I was getting very bearish as the day continued, but I was hesitant to go short the SPY because of the implied volatility. Probably would have made money, but I didn't want to chance it. I didn't want to chance buying a put that expired yesterday. I figured maybe there would be a better opportunity to buy it today. If you guys did buy the put, then you guys should be doing pretty good today. I think we're going to have a little bounce. But I'd like to talk about the catalysts. What are the catalysts for today? There you go. Kids saved you. The kids saved you. So, folks, does anybody know what are the catalysts for today? What are the catalysts for today? And the Dow's down already 220 points. Less due to, yeah. Tax bills, stagflation, PMI, retail earnings, yes. Lesser extent jobless claim, existing home sales, yes. Huh, you guys are getting it pretty good. Getting it pretty good. So let me tell you what it is. I don't want to waste a lot of time today because I already cut yesterday's session by 20 minutes, and I do have a lot to talk about today. So here are the catalysts, and I'm going to tell you what they are: tax bill, PMI, possibly jobless claims. If this number is above 275,000, and I don't think it's going to be. Definitely PMI. Home sales, I don't think is going to be a big catalyst, but that's a question mark. If you added it to the list, that's fine. That's fine. But retail, somebody said retail. You guys got it right. You guys got it right. You're starting to get this. Who was it actually that even said, didn't just say retail, they also named the two companies. Yes, healthcare. That's another major catalyst. Nike Urban. That's right. You got healthcare, you got retail, but you guys are missing one more. Well, I think the whole interest rate goes with TLT. I think that's the whole tax bill. There's you guys missed two things. You guys missed two things, very important things. Penny, Target already traded yesterday. If the market had a chance to trade after the catalyst is priced in. Capiche? If the market had an opportunity to trade after the catalyst is priced in. Target already came out. Target came out yesterday morning. Okay. Not Bitcoin. Bitcoin was yesterday. That's Cam. The dollar being below 100 breakdown in TLT. That all goes down with credit crunch. That's tax bill credit crunch. Not euros. No, not eurozone. I'm talking about the U.S. stock market. Eurozone is already priced into the overnight markets. That's already known. That's already right here. Yes. 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 Matt got it right. Jamie Dimon and what else? You guys are missing a big one. No, not Google. Now you guys are just guessing. I told it, by the way, the catalyst that I'm looking for. I told you yesterday it was going to be a catalyst today, but I don't think any of you wrote it down. Henry says just some constructive criticism, bro. You repeat the same words over and over in a matter of seconds. You're really just driving your okay. All right. Mark it down. Anything else? No, not bond offerings. 5, 7 year? No, 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 no. Does anybody know what it is? Not global tension. We already talked about that. So here's the catalyst that I have, and I want to see if you guys can find out one. Okay. Tax bill, the bond market tax bill, all that is in the same. I call it the credit crunch issue. PMI, possible jobless claim, definitely retail, a little bit of healthcare. No, no, no. All right, I'm gonna have to. Kirk, what about chips? What about chips? What about chips? Kirk is getting closer. What about chips? I literally gave this one up to you guys yesterday. PMI, Trump's tax bill, Snow. No, not so. Snow, Urban, Nike, maybe. Fed speaker. Nope, nope. Aha! Somebody got it right. Somebody got the final catalyst right, and his name is Ricardo Liciano. Come on down. How about this, guys? You guys all missed it, and I even gave it to you yesterday. I gave it to you. I told you that we have earnings from this company out today. This little baby company that most of you don't know about. And right here. And if you just a few days ago, just the day before yesterday, just a few days ago, or might have been even yesterday, I don't know. I took you before market opens. And then remember we went through this little thing called the SMH and I showed you the market cap. Do you guys remember this? It was the session before yesterday. I showed you this and I went over right here and I said Kalak and I said these are really big. I said when these come out, you guys got to pay attention. Remember Kalak? Remember look where ADI is. Now, let me ask you guys an interesting question. Everybody's an English teacher. Henry, whatever I'm doing seems to be working just right. Because we get over 1,200 people watching this video every day. And if I have to repeat something 50 times, I'd rather repeat it and make sure you guys get it right. Like I'm repeating this right now. Do you guys now, let me ask you a question just to show you how biased all of you are. If there was a story, if there was a story on Intel, if there was a story on Intel, would you guys uh, say it's a catalyst? Every one of you would say Intel is down. It's a major catalyst. Bill, I used KLAC. Everybody missed KLAC 2 days ago. And I used KLAC as an example of how to find market cap. And I even showed you all the stock here. And I mentioned ADI is coming out in a couple of days. Yes, I repeat a million times because most of you guys don't write anything down. Most of what I do is repeating over and 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 over again. People coming in late, people don't listen, people don't pay attention. Of course I repeat. My whole job is repeating. That don't have you ever gone to first grade? All the teachers do is repeat stuff all day long. All right. So, remember I told you this. Now, Henry, if you go back to Monday's video, where I'm repeating exactly what I said on Monday, I said that ADI is a huge, large cap chip stock. Well, guess what? ADI just came out with earnings. Don't you think it's important? It's up 3%. Yeah, exactly. Soap opera. That's Kiang. It's exactly what I say. Of course. Folks, just because Henry tells me not to repeat anything doesn't mean I'm not going to repeat anything twice as much. Come on. You guys know how I roll around here. Of course. I know, Rick. I know I understand. Most people they want me to repeat. Like, for example, I'm sure just about everybody right now wished I repeated the fact that ADI is coming out in 2 days, which I did 2 days ago. Okay. So, do you guys understand why it's important to keep an eye on market cap? Just because you don't know the name of a company or you're not familiar with it. So, you guys are making exactly the same mistake that you made on Monday with KLAC. You guys didn't think this was a big deal till I pointed out to you that it's worth almost 5% of the market cap. And it's bigger than Intel, Marvel, Microchip, Skyworks, and all of these other companies. This is a big daddy. Just this is almost as big as AMD. If I told you there was news on AMD and Intel, every one of you would have raised your hand. But because it was a stock you're not familiar with, ADI, you didn't think it was important. Now that I've pointed this out to you, do you understand how important this is? Folks here need things, Richard, folks here need things more like 15 times. Thank you very much, Seth. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Repeating. I'm going to repeat things 30 times so people can look. I said this literally 2 days ago. Nobody remembered it. I'm going to repeat it again. Start looking at market cap. Okay. All right. So, what are the catalysts for today? Interest rates, tax bill, Fed. Very, very important. Interest rate, and I'm repeating myself again, Henry. Jamie Dimon, very important. When Jamie Dimon says that we may be going into a recession, that's a big, big problem. When ADI comes out with earnings, that's a big, big catalyst. When you have three healthcare stocks going into the crapper, that's a major catalyst. And jobless claims and possibly retail sales because of you guys got that correct. So just FYI, just FYI. All right, very, very, very important. All right, let's move on. Fed data for today. Jobless claims. If this number doesn't go up to about 275, it's a nothing burger. It's not even worth talking about. Okay. And yes, I'm repeating myself again. PMI is going to be very important. This is after the market opens. Usually it's not that big of a report, but today it is a pretty important report. Remember, it comes out 15 minutes after the session. And then you've got existing home sales. This will be interesting. I don't know how impactful this will be because tomorrow we have new home sales. Existing home sales doesn't react as much as new home sales, but this will give us a good peek into the economy. And if I had to bet, I would say slowing down. I know I've been told that my style of teaching is pretty good. I've also been told I'm a natural teacher. I also come from a family where everybody's a teacher from my wife's side. So I think by now, doing this for 15 years, I'm probably pretty good at this. But whatever. Always a highlight. Always something. If health is going into crapper, Rick, you're breaking a cardinal rule, my friend. Can somebody tell Rick the rule that he's breaking right now? Rick, what you're doing right now is a big no-no. Can somebody please correct Rick Rice and tell him what he's doing wrong so he won't repeat it anymore? Because I've only repeated what he's doing wrong here at least 1,000 times, and people are still doing it. Do you see why I need to repeat myself over and over and over again, Henry? Because people keep doing the exact same thing when I tell them not to. Yeah, I'm not going to change anything, Gregory. Um, can somebody tell Rick what he's doing wrong? Capiche, Rick? Instead of me mentioning it, maybe other people can mention it. It's a no-no. We don't do that here, okay? Not till it's closed. Okay, Rick? I know you're a good guy. I met you. You're a great guy. I know you're not doing it on purpose, but for the sake of me repeating it again, if we have an open trade in a service, please don't post it here because people, they pay for this for the service. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Okay. So, thank you. Thank you for the repetition. I appreciate it. All right, tomorrow we've got Lisa Cook speaking, Jerome Powell speaking. Let's look at some market action, okay? China is down a little bit, not really doing anything good. No problem, Rick. I know you're not doing it on purpose. Just FYI. We're at the 8-day EMA here, bond market, folks. I don't know what to tell you here, except this is really, really bad. I'm not going to get into politics here. We're way beyond that because this is now the market pricing in all that bad stuff that I was telling you about, or starting to price in. This puts a lot of pressure. Now, I want to say something to you guys. I want to say something to you guys that's very important. Yesterday, if I don't know if you were following me yesterday, but did you guys notice how in the morning the market really rallied? And all I was doing yesterday was like saying to you, I'm not yelling at anybody, Travis. I'm not yelling at anybody. I didn't even say I'm not making a big deal about it. I know Rick. He was at my office with his girlfriend. We were hanging out. He's a good guy. He's not doing it on purpose. I'm not yelling at anybody at all. Please don't take this in a negative way. People make mistakes. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Um, I'm not gonna like shoot somebody's head off. Mulligan's. It's all good, Rick. Don't worry about it, man. All right, so this is very bad because this is telling us that all that stuff we were fearing is materializing. Now, I want to give you guys a learning lesson right now. This is a very important lesson. Please pay attention. There's a lot to be said here. Please listen, okay? So yesterday, the bond market was down. Everything was pointing to weakness in the market. The market decided to rally in the morning. What did I do? I didn't follow the market. I started bitching and moaning how everything is pointing to lower prices. Everything's pointing to lower prices. And I didn't do anything. I didn't take any action. I just sat and waited. And what happened the second half of the day? Everything made perfect sense yesterday. And if you're watching my uh, that's right, Richard. That's a good point. If you guys were reading, were you guys following me yesterday? Remember in the morning yesterday, I was bearish. During the day, I was bearish. Vold was going down. ADD was down 1,200, 1,300. I was pointing out yesterday and saying, folks, This is not normal. This is not normal. This is not what the market is showing right now. Kiang says, yes, you did. I still sold too early my SPY short. But remember, I was telling you guys, this is not. So what happened yesterday? ADD, advanced decline line, was below 1300 all day. Okay. Volatility was near 20 all day. Bonds were down all day. All of a sudden, the stock market opened down in the morning and started going straight up. None of it made sense. Did we follow the market or did we follow the sentiment? We didn't do anything. We waited for the sentiment for the market action to move in line with our story. So let me explain to you what happened. We were watching a soap opera, okay? All of a sudden, the characters in the soap opera started acting weird. The guy who was married and who never cheated on his wife all of a sudden was playing around. The guy that went to school all of a sudden was playing hooky. The guy who went to the gym was getting drunk. So what did we do? We waited for them to start acting normal again. We didn't do anything. Now, a lot of you said, "Oh, we're going to go long. We're going to buy Netflix. We're going to buy all these Meta." They were breaking out yesterday morning. The market was doing everything possible to sucker you in yesterday. But what did I keep telling you? None of this is making sense. And I was posting it in the Telegram. This isn't making any sense. What we're seeing right now is not is it doesn't jive with the market. Okay. So what did I do? I didn't do anything. I waited for the market to reinforce what we were thinking, which happened second half of the day. Okay. So that's why I asked about the tech movement yesterday. It's not that it was a big breakout. It's the tickers that were moving didn't make sense. Absolutely, Nathan. And did you notice yesterday when Bitcoin was breaking out, when Netflix was breaking out, when Meta was breaking out, what did I do? Nothing. Nothing. Because the sentiment was bearish. We had over 1,200 stocks trading lower yesterday. That's not a bullish market. So we waited for things to jive once again. And they started jiving towards the second half of the day. And remember what I wrote to you yesterday? I wrote, oh, now everything is making perfect sense. Do you guys remember that? You compared the bond market versus the stock. You guys remember that? To be cautious. Jeff says what also was confusing was there was volume behind it, normal days. Right, exactly. So yesterday, my narrative, and I was here only for about 40 minutes. I had to go get my crown. I apologize about that. So my narrative was bearish. There was nothing bullish yesterday. There was not one bullish thing yesterday, and the market started going up. I didn't do anything. I did not take a bite of that. And I told you guys, be careful right here. Be careful. So the point I'm making is if our narrative, if the catalysts, if you didn't know what the catalysts were yesterday, you wouldn't be able to make that decision. I'm going to repeat myself again, and maybe I should repeat it 3 times. If you didn't know what the catalysts were yesterday, like we went through today, you wouldn't know you wouldn't know what was off and what was not. You wouldn't be able to gauge the market effectively. Mags was going up yesterday. SMH was going up yesterday in the first half of the day. I was like, what is this? Okay. US House passes Trump tax and spending bill. Okay. Jobless claims should be out. Let's see. Nope. Not even worth talking about. See that? Unless it's a 270 or 280, not even worth it's so now Powell can say there's no issues with jobless claims. It's not increasing yet. All right. So that's all good. Um, let me pull up TC 2000 so we can see what the bond market's doing right now in real time, and then I'll get into the analysis. But folks, the reason I'm spending so much time on on um, on these market internals, and because if you didn't know yesterday the chips were in play, that this was in play, that was in play, you would have no way of knowing what's going on. All right, let's look at the bond market. Bond market's going down. Whatever the bond market is not liking this at all. That's our trend line right there. Let's look at see what SMH is doing. SMH is down only 41, not really doing anything bad. And our Picasso, we're now below the 8-day EMA. We'll talk about that. VIX now is above 20. Do you guys remember somebody making a prediction? Then when we move down to the 8-day EMA, VIX is going to. I wonder who that was. Who was the guy that said VIX is going to go to 20 when the SPY goes down and break and to the 8-day EMA? And I remember somebody drawing an X right here for you guys. Remember a little Picasso drawing? Does anybody remember that? I hope so. I hope so. All right. Correct. Home down doesn't seem defensive. Jobless claims. That's because it's got news. I'll talk about that in a second. That's right. That's right. All right. It wasn't Biden. It wasn't Biden. All right. Again, let me give you guys some links. VIP room where I'll be talking about correlation and volatility today. You did, and I bought some VXX calls and sold half after doubling. Very good, William. So happy to hear that. So happy to hear that. We'll move on in just 1 second. All right. Short. There you go. Good, 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 good. All right. Nothing good moving over there. Remember, I have a day trading class at 2 p.m. today. How to take 0.5% moves and turn them into 50% moves. And don't forget, Customer Service Live, the Cam and Gustavo show. Let me get that for you right now. Here we go. Don't forget it. I don't know what Cam and Gustavo have planned for today, but I'm sure it's juicy. Good for you, Moo. Good for you. Yes, Clyde. Genevieve, it was definitely Clyde. So bond market breaking down. U.S. dollar, it's still below 1, and it's still below this red line. Not looking great at all. Crude oil. Crude oil is choppy as we anticipated. Folks, if you have a good high implied volatility energy market trade, give it to me. I want to do a iron condor on energies. I just haven't been able to find a good one. I like gold right now. Gold is almost at this level. Remember what I told you when we're above 30, 33, 46, 50, above this bar here. That's the time to buy another brick of gold. Okay, this was a time to start. Excuse me. This was a start. This was a time to start, and this is a time right here when we're above this bar. So we got to break above 33.52. No, excuse me. Right here. 30 33.52.70. That's where we need to get right above this bar. Right there. Okay. All right. Now we almost got 600 people here. Bitcoin. Bitcoin now has accepted this price. Remember, I told you we need to wait till we break above this price. We broke out right here, and now we're above. Now, my suggestion would be wait till we come back right here to the 8-day EMA, which happens to be right at this line to go long. So if you're looking to go long Bitcoin, wait for Bitcoin to come down here, right here, and then go long. Typically, after you have a breakout, you have a confirmation test. So we need to test this area before going higher. Okay. So my suggestion is wait for us for a little pullback, which will move us right back in line with the 8-day EMA. Capiche? Very, very important. All right. Talked about gold, talked about crude oil, talked about US dollar, talked about this, which is not looking great. I don't like the bond market. You're going to be looking at the bond market all day today. And as far as the stock market is concerned, we've been moving higher the last few minutes. Right here. starting to come back up again. Be careful. We got the VWAP right at 582 right here. Okay. Bond market also coming up here. Okay. Going to have some volatility today. Going to have some volatility today. Let's break everything down so I could repeat everything I said for the third time. And hopefully, the third time it'll sink in. Stabilizing markets are kind of down a little bit, although they are coming up a little bit. I still don't know if it was the right thing to do to not give you that option short yesterday, but I'm thinking I could do it. I could probably do it today for the same price. If you guys took a put short in the pit yesterday, the bonus trade, let me know if you guys make money or not. I don't know if I was right or wrong. We'll see. House of Representative President Trump sweeping tax bill, which is supposed to increase spending, increase taxes, from what I understand. Palo Alto Network slumped over 6%. This was already priced in yesterday. United Healthcare slid more than 5%. This is horrific. I was telling Matt about this yesterday. He just couldn't believe this. I mean, quietly paid bonuses to nursing homes to limit hospital transfers. I mean, this is a healthcare company. Can you imagine this? Talk about evil in the world, right? I mean, that's some pretty nasty stuff, right? That's bad. Google rose after they rolled out their AI model. I would be very, very cautious with chips right now. Very, very cautious with chips right now. Uh, Investors closely monitoring the tax and spending bill. That's all the bond market. We could see the reaction right here, how we're breaking lower. Folks are obviously not happy about it. If passes legislature, it would increase the $36 trillion debt by another $3.8 trillion over the next 10 years. Now, I don't want to get into this, but isn't the whole point of hiring Trump to have less debt, not more debt? Isn't this what like Biden would do? But again, I'm not good. Not good. I don't like this. Not good at all. I mean, who does that, right, Stacey? Like, who does that? Who does stuff like this? I mean, you guys get mad at me. Like, get mad at these people. This is evil here. Just because I don't agree with your stock picks doesn't make me a bad guy. But this is just evil. Now, this is bad. This is very bad because Jamie Dimon is very tuned into bank stocks for obvious reasons. He can't, and look, he said it on Thursday. Today's Thursday. He can't rule out the possibility that U.S. economy will enter stagflation as the nation grapples with significant risk of geopolitical, deficit, and inflationary pressures. I think the odds of a recession are about 40% right now. That's where I'm at right now. All eyes are focused on the PMI. That'll happen today. That's going to happen after the market opens right here. And existing home. I don't think by the time existing home sales hit, it's going to be anything important. SPY is still just kind of giving you the lay of the land. Following the bond market right now. Let's look at SMH. SMH is up. Let's look at retail. Retail is doing nothing. Let's look at healthcare. Healthcare is down 0.67. But remember, healthcare is also defensive, and not all stocks have been. All right. Sorry about that. Only the spending half of the story. Yeah. Well, anyways, initial jobless claims. This is a nothing burger. We got earnings. Ross Store, ADI, folks. ADI. Now, Ross Store comes out after the close. I already checked. Workday, Autodesk, software soft, not chips, but Workday and Autodesk can impact software. I don't think that's in play right now, though. I think it's more retail and chips. And again, don't forget, ADI is a big dog. Europe is down, not a point, not over a point, so they're not really bleeding. But again, it's waiting on sentiment. It's not really great here. Very few other residents were regularly visited by family. Oh my good, it's terrible. That's why we visited my mother almost daily when she was assigned assisted living. The attention with family consistent. That's good. Good to know. Yeah, urban retail this morning was good. I'm going to talk about that. China closed slightly lower today, tracking weakness in global economy. Sentiment was dampened by concerns. President Trump's proposed tax bill projected to add more than $3 trillion to already sizable debt. Could spark, well, you see the bond market right here. Nikkei closed lower and hit a 2-week low as sentiment took a hit following a sharp sell-off on Wall Street. Japan energy automobile technology stocks underperform. Basically, global markets are not doing great. Nike retail is getting a little bit of a bounce. I like the fact that they're moving their business model away from retail sites like Foot Locker and into Amazon, which I think is fantastic. Yes, William. It's not reacting to U.S. market yesterday. It's reacting to U.S. market. Yes, it's reacting to U.S. market yesterday. Yes, 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 yes. Urban Outfitters. Now, again, Urban Outfitters and Nike are not huge on its own, but retail is very, 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 very tight. They hold each other tight. Now, Sean, you were talking about healthcare and why healthcare is down. UNH, Humana, CVS fell in 2% after Center for Medicare and Medicaid said it would expand its auditing. So it's companies that are really big under Medicare. If they're not really big under Medicare, then they're not going to be impacted. And healthcare is a defensive sector. Now, also the stock that Rick mentioned here that we have in the pit, it was holding up remarkably well when the market was going off yesterday. Like remarkably well, like so well that I almost added to the position. Okay. So I was very, very happy with how our stock was performing yesterday and how it had an inside day while the market fell apart. Speaking of the market, let's take a look at the market. This is where this is where you guys get to tell me where there's no surprises because I literally told you right here. I told you right here, right here, right here, and right here. What did I tell you guys? Yes, 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 Sean, it did. What did I tell you was going to happen with a high degree of confidence? Can anybody tell me? Henry, this is where I get a chance to repeat myself for the 20th time. And people want me to repeat it some more. What did I tell you I'm looking at for SMH, SPY, QQQ, the Dow, and all the other indexes? Right here. That's right. That's exactly what I said. And let me ask you, do you think I'm changing my tune? Yeah. Maybe if I say something 20 times, people actually listen to what I say. Yes, Kyung, exactly. Now, do you guys think I'm changing my mind? No, I still think we're going to come and test this area. We have a big gap here. I think we're going to come down and test this area. Let's look at mega caps, or at least consolidate near that area. Oh, look how close we are already to it. Look at the Magnificent Seven. Are they participating in any rally? No. What happened yesterday where they tried to sucker everybody in? Did you guys see me buying any Netflix or Google or Meta or any of those stocks? No. SMH. Let's look at SMH. Look at that. Look where the 200 is. Now, what did I tell you will happen once we're at the 8-day EMA? And I'm going to repeat myself again. Thank you, Matt. Hey, look at this. We're below the 8-day EMA. I remember somebody saying at least 50 times here, and probably wasn't enough, that VIX is going to go above 20 when we break the 8-day EMA. What a shock. 2188. What a shock. I'm going to make another prediction that if we go to the 200-day moving average, VIX is going to be at the 50-day moving average. How about that prediction? Okay. Levels for everything. Look at the Dow Jones right now. We're already at the VWAP. The next level is the 50-day EMA. Let's look at RSP. This doesn't have mega cap equal. This is an equal weighted SPY. Look at where we're at right now, folks. We're at the 200-day EMA. Folks, the equal weighted SPY is at the 200-day moving average. I'm going to repeat myself because this is really important. The equal weighted SPY is at the 200-day moving average. Mega caps are Getting there. That's very cool, Karen. That's very cool. I would never put my parents in a retirement home. So I'll give you a little quick story. About 20 years ago, my wife's grandmother, um, the way my wife and I met was through her grandmother. Her grandmother and my grandmother introduced us. Her grandmother was really old, very old. She was the first woman physics professor in USSR before, Russia and Ukraine split. Brilliant woman. Most PhD mathematicians who were in Russia were her students. Physics professor. Very smart woman. She was very old. She was in her mid 80s. And we put her in a one of those retirement homes. And my wife would go visit her every single day. And one of the orderlies uh, felt really bad for my wife. And he said, "Young lady, I'm going to tell you something. Every day you leave your grandmother here is one less day she'll be with you. They don't live here very long. If you want her to live, get her out of here." My wife got her out of there, got her a nurse. We rented her an apartment in Pasadena, and she lived another year, and she was able to see our second born child. Okay? So I don't believe in these old age homes. I'm very old school. I believe in taking care of my family. So my 5 cents. And I know sometimes you just can't. It's not practical. It's not good for them. But my suggestion is stay away from these old age homes. Okay. This was 20 years ago, and this she was in her mid to late 80s, Kian. So since my moved in her vision fails, she will never be in exactly Eagle Beagle. My mother will never ever be in a facility. That I could promise you. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just my personal opinion. My personal opinion. Okay. All right. So we're not seeing anything up here. Momentum levels. Let's talk momentum. Now, I made another prediction yesterday. Do you guys remember my prediction about this yesterday? A lot of you don't. So I'm going to repeat myself. I told you yesterday that the speculative stocks that were hanging out over here are going to fall out and the defensive stocks are going to start leading. You probably don't remember me saying that, so I'm going to go back 2 days. Semiconductors, Bitcoin, technology, industrial, QQQ, communication, consumer discretionary. And if you go one day back, it was pure heaven right here. I mean, you got semiconductors, retail, technology, consumer discretionary, QQQ, industrial, communications even here. See that? And I told you very clearly yesterday. Yeah, Harold. Yeah, yeah. They don't last very long. My in-laws lived with us until they passing. They lived several. Exactly. Exactly. My wife's folks in our home for the last 6 years of their lives, not because it couldn't afford. Exactly. Exactly. There you go. Exactly. Yeah, they do, Bob. You're right. You're right, Bob. So that's my 5 cents. I'm real tight with my family. My family's not going to any. Anyways, I'm big on family. So you guys see what was leading? Do you guys see what was leading? Look at what's leading now. Consumer staples, utilities, healthcare. Wait a minute, healthcare's coming up. And folks, the reason I bought that stock in the pit was not only because it was trending well. I bought it because I thought stocks were going to come off and market cap was going to go into defensive. What I didn't count happening was a bad news coming out on UNH causing healthcare to come off. Nice, Rick. Oh, Nancy. Yeah, Nancy. She was wonderful. Nice lady. That's the lady you were with in the office. Tell her I said hello. Very, very nice lady. Very nice lady. Yeah, yeah. And she could no longer walk. Yep, yep. Yeah. Yeah. Now, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you need rehab. Sometimes you're not available. I understand that. But if you can provide, if there's a way for you to be with your loved ones, there's nothing better than that. So my point here is, I don't mean to digress. My point here is, my point here is QQQ's now here, consumer discretionary is now here, technology is now here, and semiconductors is not here. I don't know how good of a memory you guys have, but do you guys remember me telling you on Friday and Monday that I'm anticipating that was going to happen? HG, I know you take notes like crazy. Do you remember me saying how I believe that this is going to become very fragmented? Richard, do you remember me saying how I believe this week this is going to become very fragmented? It's very fragmented right now. kept her alive and happy until 24 when she needed more. Of course, I understand when practicality. Right, right, Rick. Right, right, right. Yep. So we're now in a consolidation. Now, what does that mean for sectors? Well, Roger, you haven't been giving us a lot of stocks lately. I want to show you guys something right now. I did. Okay, okay. I want to make sure I went not crazy because sometimes I repeat things and I think I said it, but I don't. It's in your notes. Yes. Okay. Well, we're fragmented now. What does fragmentation do? It stops stocks from trending. It causes this. Can I prove it to you? Yeah, I could prove it to you. Let me show you. Look at stocks making 52-week highs. There's 20 of them. 20 stocks. Fic- Between $20 and $5,000, you got 20 stocks making 52. Now, you guys know this number is always over 100, right? Did UNH think that they were not going to get caught? I don't know, Seth. I don't know, but that is one of the most disgusting things I've ever read. When I read it to Matt yesterday, he couldn't believe me. So look at this. There's no stocks trending right now. What about 52-week lows? Well, there's 31. Is this number over 100? No. This takes into account every stock between $10 and $5,000. Nope. How about 20-week highs? What? There's 9 stocks making 20-week highs? These are the only stocks making 20-week highs? This is it? That's it? You mean I can count on two hands all the stocks making 20? How about 50-day high? There's 18 stocks making 50-day highs. I want to show you something. Keep an eye on this number right here. I'm going to make it bigger. Keep an eye on this number right here. Look. Yesterday 92. The day before yesterday 137, 215, 152. Today 18. Do you guys think we're going to have a lot of directional momentum? How about 50-day lows? There must be some downside right now. No. 4 stocks yesterday, 24 today. How about 90-day highs? 26 stocks making quarterly highs? Well, come on. How about 79 yesterday? 137 the day before? Remember we had some momentum? 151. Yeah, that looks good. 118 and 79. And we're back to. You guys want to see something really cool? Check this out. Remember my counter trend indicator? Watch this one. You're going to love this. 183, 336, 474, 332, 617, 750. Do you remember that? That was last Monday. And right now, so we went from 750 stocks making 20-day highs to 45. Roger, how come you haven't been giving us trades? How come you haven't been giving us trades? We want trades. We want trades. Well, I only look at stocks that are moving. And these are my stocks that are moving right here. There's 26 stocks making 90-day highs right now. Do you think stocks are moving right now? Very few. Speaking of stocks that's moving, let me give them to you before I go to work. And by the way, let's check the SPY. Let's see what the SPY is doing right now. TLT. Oh, we're moving up. We're moving up. Good, good, good. SPY. Ooh, look at that. Moving off the lows back to the 8-day. See, I didn't want to. The SPY is so far. I'm very happy about not giving you that option because if I gave you that option yesterday, it would have been probably just opening flat right now. This is not good, and it would have expired tonight. So far, I'm happy I didn't do that. I'm going to pat myself on the back. Let that person take losses. Right, exactly. You want to make money, not take trades. So I'm hoping that by showing you there. Now, when I look for stocks in the pit, when I look for stocks for my A line, this is where I'm looking, right? I mean, I may be looking at TC 2000. I have a scanner here. This is where I look before the market opens, and this is where I look after the market opens. Let me show you. Where's my scanner? Right here. See, I have a scanner right here. 50-day highs, 90-day highs, 90-day lows. These are my scanners. These are telling me the same thing that this is telling me. I had Brian, thank you, Brian, code them the same way. So if there's nothing moving, if there is no movement in the market, what how do you going to make money from stocks if there's nothing moving? You're not. So what's the point? Okay, let me give you stocks that I'm looking at to the short side. You may remember these stocks because these are every one of these stocks is the exact same stock we had on our list before we started moving higher for 2, 3 days. TMO, SG, remember SG? Beautiful stock. Nothing changed. IQV, 94, Cam, that's getting up there. This is a beauty right here. CLX, NBR. This may be a new one, actually. I'm not kidding. This may be a new one for us. NBR. That's a beauty, beautiful looking downtrend. AMRK, CRTO. I got two more here. Please give me a minute. I'm going to be late to work, but that's okay. This is important. You guys are very important to me. RARE. I'm trying to find the best looking stocks for you. I really am trying to find like the cream of the crop for you guys. And Jack in the Box still looks pretty good. Believe it or not, this is the only stocks that I was able to find to the downside that I liked. Then let me give you the upside list now. Please be cautious today, folks. I've only done one. It's Thursday, and I think I only done one trade in the pit this week. I usually do 4 to 6. There's a reason for that, and it's not because I'm busy. I was at work yesterday by 10 o'clock. Kupang, this one looks pretty good. This is a new one on my list. There really is a new one. I'm not familiar with this one. I don't think I've ever traded this stock. What do they do? Let's take a look. Oh, metal. Okay, metals. They're in the metals business. Okay, precious metals. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Wait for it to get to the 8-day EMA. CALX. Nice trend. I also like GE, but I think GE needs to pull back. Excuse me, I have my eyes on GE, but I wanted to break this level and then start coming back up. And same thing with GEV. I have my eyes on these stocks. They're not ready for action right now. But I really like this stock a lot, this GEV. If you're a swing trader, that's a good bet. NTR looks great, but this is not a speculative stock. So nice. I'd prefer it right here. I'd prefer it right there. Either here or here, but still looking okay. Let's see if it's deviated. No, it's not. See, it's still okay. It's still okay. See, I would have thought, looking at the naked eye, I would have thought this was a little too deviated, but looking here, it's still okay. Wouldn't go much above this level, but this is still okay. And CF, also defensive stock. Also defensive stock. Got a little upside momentum here. It was in a program. Yeah, it was in a program. We took profit on it. CPANG is Amazon in Korea. Oh, okay. That's good to know. All right, folks, here's the deal. At 2 o'clock today, I will be having a very nice day trading class that you guys will enjoy. At noon, I will be talking about correlation and ATR and moving averages. I'm going to be talking about which moving averages are the best to use. I think you guys are going to love it here. Which moving averages are the best for which job? I'll be talking about that in the VIP room. And also, don't forget, the Gustavo and Cam show is your ticket to learning stuff that people have asked questions and have been answered already multiple times. And Gustavo and Cam always have some good stuff going on. Now, what is my action plan on today? I think we're going to have a little bounce at first, and then I'm going to reevaluate. I think we dropped a little too much too fast yesterday. I think we're going to be a little extra cautious today. Also, we have a mixed market. We have retail stocks that are up, and we have chip stocks that are up because of ADI. So I think today is going to be a little more of a mixed market. I think everybody's expecting a bloodbath today, but I think it's going to be a mixed market today. I think we're going to have a consolidation. And also, Richard, because the market's closed on Monday, a lot of folks are going to be taking tomorrow off. And tomorrow is Friday. And usually we peter out by Friday. Folks, I'm here to help you make money, not to help you get into as many trades as possible. If you're looking for someone to help you get into many trades as possible, I'm not the guy for you. I want to help you make money. Today's going to be a very interesting morning. I suggest you wait till at least 10 a.m. to take action because we're going to have PMI and existing home sales. Also, we're very sensitive to Fed speakers right now for obvious reasons. Look at the bond market. Don't forget we have bond auctions and we have 2 o'clock speakers. Please be careful. Please be careful. Don't be a hero. Thank you all. I will see you later. You guys have a fantastic afternoon. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And if I offended anybody by repeating myself 100 times, I apologize. But I've learned that teaching and repeating yourself work together very, very well, especially when you're online. Bye, guys. Have a fantastic day. I gave you OR and you shut me out. The best gold stock I Okay, Kirk. It looks good right now. I like it. It looks good right now. Bye, guys. Have a great day. Have a great day. Bye, everybody. Folks, stay out of trouble today. We may have some monkey business today in the market. Please stay out of trouble. And we may have Trump speaking. A lot of times he likes to speak when the bonds are down. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. I'm heading to work. Bye. Stay out of trouble.